So, 11th standard we have completed about the psychology. I completed that I uploaded each and every video of the 11th. So now we will try to learn about the 12th standard psychology. Yes, okay, of Ipal Bharati SSC board. So let's try to learn how many chapters are there. There are total again the 8 chapters are there. So in each chapters, psychology is a scientific discipline. Again we will try to understand the basic definition of that as a scientific discipline. Then intelligence, we will learn about intelligence. Everyone know about intelligence, your IQ, intelligent quotient, your chronological age related to mental age, right? Personality, how many types of personality you have. Many times we have seen the person has found in saying you have two personality in your body. We will try to understand the personality, the cognitive process which means mental function. What are your perception, decision making, emotions, how much emotions you have. If you understand your emotion, then you are able to understand the other person emotions. Psychological disorder, anxiety, depression and all. First aid, mental health, whenever you find the person in anxiety, whenever the person is sweating, so at that time what kind of first aid mental health you are going to give. Positive psychology, positive and negative, right? Okay, so first chapter I'm going to start now. So the first chapter name is the psychology, scientific discipline. So if I say in this chapter we will understand the key features of science and explain as a psychology. To acquire a knowledge of the history of psychology science, we will acquire a knowledge of history of psychology of science. Then we will know about the various research methods and their key features. Apply the same knowledge in future. We will try to understand the various methods and their key features applying in the future, and to understand and explain the major challenges in establishing psychology science. We will understand the major challenges of establishing psychology as a science. To understand the term rationality, your scientific discipline, it's very simple. If I say the science, so you need to keep in your mind that science is related to experiment. Okay, so there are activities giving. Read the following statement, think and discuss over here. Psychology is just a common sense, not a real science. These are the questions. Psychology is simple as a pseudoscience, and psychologists are simply mind reader or the face reader. Sometimes this kind of what do you think? Psychology is simply a mind reader or face reader. Psychology is related to the study of crazy people who are in need of therapy. Psychologists, psychiatrists and counselors have the same professional qualification and their jobs are almost of the same nature. So these are activity you need to say that. What do you think? Psychologist, psychiatrist and counselor, they're really their job is same. And what do you think? Psychologist is a face reader or a mind reader? What do you think? Anyone with degree of a psychology can provide counseling in any person? These are the activity. We have to perform. We have to discuss over here. Okay, and then the introduction. So we live in an age of science. If I say right to 21st century, almost everything is technological advance. So obviously we live in an age of science. Almost every sphere of our life influenced by science. Okay, each and every sphere of our life are influenced by science. Such is the evolution of Homo sapiens and as the species. The survival instinct of humankind has led the human to explore the world around them. Since the Homo sapien time, earliest our ancestors are actually having a curiosity to understand about the world and led humans to explore the world around them, which gradually led to the development of various science. And after the curiosity, the various development of science are actually developed. I want to say that right now, majority of the discoveries are invention are happening in the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th century. But if you see closely, why? Because at that time we can record data. There are so many inventions already happened before, but there There was no person like keeping the data or recording data. There is a data, there is a document, but we are not going to be like historians are not able to understand exactly what that it is written. They are just assuming. There is no estimation. Today's science are broadly classified into three groups. The physical science, which is physics, chemistry, geology, etc. Biological science, zoology, botany, physiology, and the social science, psychology, sociology, economy. So this actually, if I say, the science are actually divided into three groups: physical science, biological science, and social science. Some people question whether psychology is really a science or not. Some people they are questioning the sciences, the sciences real or not. Psychology is real or not. To answer this question, you first need to answer the two questions like what is science and what is psychology. And before answer psychology is real, some people are telling that psychology is real or not, it is just a mind game. And before that we need to understand two terms: what is psychology, what is science. Okay, so this chapter aims at answering these two complex questions by providing insight into the topics like the key features of science and history of psychology, science, the research methods in psychology, challenges. These chapters are actually surrounded by these two questions: the what is psychology and what is science. I think so. Before becoming a teacher of this psychology, I can say that I thought before psychologists people are studying the mental retarded guy, mental retarded person. And whenever I'm studying the sciences, the pictures are coming in our mind. Whenever if I say science, the picture will definitely come there will be some kind of test tube are there and you are testing on the laboratory. This picture will come in your mind, right? As a layman. So the key features of science. So key features we will understand about the science. What are the key features? Definitely the key features are experiment and all. So the word science is derived from the Latin word scientia, which means knowledge. Science is a pursuit and application of knowledge, understanding of the natural and social world, following the systematic. Science is actually saying that understanding the natural and social world in terms of the experiment, empirical evidence. Science is an evidence-based approach to study and interpret information. Empirical evidence refer to acquiring information through direct observation or experiment. Scientific knowledge is based on verifiable evidence so that other same phenomena and verify accuracy in the future. Empirical evidence, which means you are actually doing some kind of experiment, and after that in the future that when you are doing that experiment to know verifying it with the help of experiment. Sometimes the questionnaires are there. That was an old questionnaire, and I am using that questionnaire to gain information, to gain knowledge from that, obtain knowledge. Objectivity. Science objectively studies the phenomena under condition. Science studies any kind of thing under a certain condition. Like for example, I need to test a vaccine. So under a certain condition, I will test a vaccine on a rat. Okay, except the fact they are not, as the investigator might wish them to be. Objectively means that all sorts of biases, prejudice, beliefs, views, etc. are set aside investigating a particular phenomenon. Sometimes they are keeping aside everything, they are searching about the phenomena. Okay, scientific causality. Science aims at finding out the cause and effect relationship between variables and under consideration. So science are able to understand cause and effect of relationship between the variables and consideration. Variables means in this world there are so many objects, variables are there, they are stimulating you every now and then. Then in a scientific study, a resource tries to control all extraneous variable in order to find out the effect of the independent variable and the dependent variable. In scientific study, the researcher actually try to control the variables in order to find out the independent variable and dependent variable. For example, if I say in this classroom, in this on this video, what is dependent variable, what is independent variable? Independent variables, I am independent over here, but I am dependent with the this microphone, so I'm speaking and you are listening. I'm dependent on that, right? So systematic exploration. Science adopts a certain sequential procedure for studying a particular phenomena. Science adopts a certain sequential procedure for studying a particular phenomena. Sequential procedure includes few scientific steps like identifying the problem, formulation of hypothesis, correction of facts, analysis of facts, scientific generalization, and prediction. Scientific systematic exploration, like step by step, you are actually sequence procedure. You are exploring yourself by doing experiment, step by step. Replication means the reproducibility of scientific knowledge under the same circumstances at anywhere in time. You are reproducing the information under the same circumstances. Predictably, everyone know. I don't want to talk about it. Every scientist are predicting like what will happen in the future, right? Okay, so next, I'm going to explain this. Next, psychology is science because it fulfills many conditions of science. Okay, the history of psychology as a science we will learn. Okay, so thanks.